Dave Brixius, and this is Zach Arunkel. We're with the CFA, the program. All right, we're in, I think this is week number 7, I think.
Coming up on week 8.
Yeah, coming up on week 8.
Just finished week 7. Great bunch of games this past weekend. A lot of good games, some tight ones, some blowouts. A lot of guys put up a lot of numbers this weekend. So.
You have some interesting scores here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still see some teams that are struggling, still trying to fight for themselves to get into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Some teams that are definitely solidifying their spot in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Getting themselves there and being ready. But why don't you go give us a review of what happened? You know, just hit some key points of the games this past weekend.
Well, we got Holy Name putting up big numbers against Cumberland Valley, 50-0.
In the Pee-wee game,
yeah. In the Pee-wee division. That we kind of saw it coming. You know, I mean, Holy Name's always strong in that suit. We had a tight one in the pony division with Redland and the Broncos. Redland actually beat the Broncos, so they're actually notched up. They're both 6-1, both leading their divisions. That was a cross-division matchup. York Bears put up 44 in the Pee-wee division against Swaterra. Another one that we saw coming. Swaterra is kind of weak this year. And going down to some of these other leagues, New Cumberland put 28 in the midget to 6 against Northern Polar Bears. So got some great games out there coming.
Yeah. So last week definitely, you know, you're looking at week number 7 this past weekend. This one coming up is number 8. This is where you guys got to really get yourself ready. You're going to start seeing these teams getting themselves ready. They only have this week and next week, and then we're in the playoffs. And, you know, we're trying to figure out, you know, seedings in the playoffs coming up, where they're going to be, where they're going to be ranked, who's going to get that number 1 seed. So you're starting to see that come together. We're going to start to see, you know, who's going to be the bottom, who's going to get in, who's not going to get in. So that's what's going on, you know, throughout the league. I don't think there was really any major changes. I think for the most part, a lot of the teams that were supposed to win, you know, did. There wasn't any huge surprises out there. Like I said, there were some great games, close ones, definitely some good matchups. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there definitely were some blowouts. I mean, there definitely were some teams that took their lumps. And it's all about a learning process. And I think that's a good thing about youth football. I think it's a great learning process. Yeah. That you can learn so much. I mean, even from the losses. I know I'm one guy that I can't stand losing. Worst thing, I hate it more than anything. But if you can learn something from that and take it and move on and gain a better perspective, I think that's all the better for these young kids, that they learn better in life. You know, as they get older, they're going to be more prepared for life. So that's a great thing. Now, coming up on week 8, you know, like I said, this is the crunch time. We got two weeks left. 2 weeks left of the regular season. This is going to put the exclamation point on who gets the number 1 seed, who's in, who's out, who's playing at the bottom, you know, who has a harder bracket to get through. And, you know, you got Holy Name playing Harrisburg once again. I think it's Holy Name's last home game. Okay. Another Saturday night. Yeah. It's supposed to be another, you know, I mean, like I said, we talked about it last week, going to be a Saturday night game under those lights. Last home game. So I think Holy Name's going to really want to come out there and try to do what they need to do at all 3 levels. I know the pony team's pretty strong there. I know the midgets struggled a little bit this year, but they still have a chance to make some headway. But they got to get these wins. They got to get these wins here at the end.
One thing that really sticks out to me is in the pony division for the American Conference. Excuse me, the pony division, Division 1. They're all tied. They're 6-1. The York Bears 6-1. Harrisburg Broncos 6-1. Then Holy Name 5-2. So with 2 weeks left, they're all right at the top right there.
Yeah, so this is a big game this week between Harrisburg and the Holy Name group. So I mean, it's definitely going to be a big game at that pony level, because if Holy Name can win, boom, they move themselves up tied. You know what I mean? Up in that first spot with that tie. So it's always exciting. You know, towards the end of the year, it's going to get a little bit colder now. You know what I mean? Saturday night's definitely should be nice. Sunday's game should be nice again, but it's going to be a little bit chillier.
This might be your last week of good football. As far as the weather's going to start getting a little more cold. Yeah. You're going to probably see some guys get colder out there and not want to be able to hit as much and do more things usually in the nicer weather. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, so I think, you know, it's definitely going to be a time to get out and enjoy the games. All right, so definitely, if you have a chance, get out to that Holy Name that Saturday. Any Saturday night games, you guys are on playing on Sunday, get out there. And vice versa, if you're playing Saturday, get out there and support the other kids on Sunday. You know, all around the league. I think it's great that we see that kind of stuff. Going down to the, I think it's the Federal Conference. No, it's the National Conference. I'm sorry, excuse me, the National Conference. We got Mechanicsburg and Cedar Cliff. That should be a great matchup. You got a little cross town right there.
Yeah.
You know, not far away. Two teams that are definitely good teams at pretty much all the levels. So it's definitely going to be a good matchup. And then headed down into that Federal Conference, you got Susquehanna and Gettysburg. You got Greenwood and Halifax. That should be a very good game. I know Halifax has a very good midget program. Greenwood's always tough, so that should be interesting. It's going to be at Halifax. So I think there's a lot of good games that'll be playing this weekend. And it's just getting everybody ready for the next round. And you know, getting them ready for that playoff push.
We do, especially in that the Federal Division. We do have some teams that aren't making the playoffs. They're not even in the playoff factor, but these are the teams that are trying to get the upset, take these guys out of those top spots. So it really will be interesting as far as in the Federal Division and the National Division. There's a lot of those games.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you're looking at it. You could be the spoilers. You know, if you're down at that bottom, you're not getting in. You could be the spoilers to get yourself in. I mean, knock the team out or knock them out of first place or whatever. But it's all about playing hard every single week, making sure you guys are bringing everything you have every single week, not giving up, pushing everything you got. Because this sets you up maybe for next year. If you're coming back and you're a pony this year, first year pony, coming back as a pony, this is going to set you up for next year. Get you ready, get you mentally ready to come back at it and be ready to go. You know, and a lot of these coaches have put a lot of time in, a lot of these volunteers. So, you know, you got to give everything you have, kids, when you're out there. Give everything you got, push it out there. Like I said last week, you guys have somebody we want to highlight or your team, please send me the information. Didn't get anything this week, but I'm hoping you guys get the information this week. Get me the information, all right? Say, hey, Dave, we won this game. This is what happened in it. You know, this kid threw for 2 touchdowns. This kid ran for 1, whatever. All right, get me that information so we can post it, talk about it, you know, and pump up this league because, you know, we really want to hit hard. We want to get a little more in detail when the playoffs get started here so we can give a shout out to them. Another thing, I know the one kid from West Perry, Devon there, they just ended up the auction for him, you know, to try to help him get his blades there for his running football. I know they did well. I know they were, you know, pushing that. So if you guys got any of those gifts, you guys donated, that's fantastic. I think it's a great cause. I think it's what we all should be doing out there, helping out. I know there's other stuff that you guys can always check out the CFA website or go to the CFA Facebook page. I know there's stuff always be posted up there. Dave Bickle's done a phenomenal job. I give him a lot of credit. He's spearheaded a lot of that. He's definitely put a lot of time into. So if you see the guy, definitely thank him. I've known him for many, many years. Definitely a big, big youth football supporter. He's definitely, I mean, there's no kids involved, and he's still helping out, trying to make kids in life better. So definitely, if you see him out, definitely give him a big shout out, big thank you for what he's doing for that, and also the CFA. But like we always say, best conference around, best conference in probably the United States, heck. Let's just go that big, you know what I mean, for youth football, for what they do. And I know you really haven't seen it yet. You're going to get to see it this year, like I said, with the Super Bowl and with the Turnpike Classic. What they do is actually unbelievable.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they put together out there.
So, guys, make sure you get us that information. You guys need to get in touch with us. Just send it to me in my email, Dave, D-A-V-E, @exsp.biz. All right, make sure you guys get it to us. Send us information, whatever. We want to pump you guys up going into the playoffs. We will definitely get more detail as we move forward here. But everybody, good luck. Kick some butt this weekend. Take some names later and just work your butt off. All right? Anything else to add?
That's everything. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys get out there and unleash that potential.